So you're talking about the naps for the kids, right? I mean, when
Right.
should these naps have to stop?
So around the 4, 5, they'll go to probably one nap a day, and then eventually after 5, once they start kindergarten, most of the time they stop naps in the night. But so that's when the younger children should need about 8 to 10 hours. The older children need minimum 7 to 8 hours. So the morning schedule is kind of fixed. They have to get up, take shower, go to school on time. So the morning cannot be changed. So the only thing is hitting the bed early is very, very important.
So, doctor, we are talking about the kids and parents, right?
Yeah.
Suppose nowadays kids are not listening to parents. You also know that. If they are not listening to sleep, what parents has to take the action? What kind of action?
So the first thing is you have to make the bedtime as routine as possible, as I mentioned before.
Yeah.
So keeping the bedroom as cool, as dark as possible, keeping the temperature nice and appropriate, and some dim lights, and go and some younger children, you start reading some storybooks or something, which is will keep them very nice, and they're in that trance, and then going to that nice mood, and they're going to sleep. That way it avoids the night terrors, nightmares, and all those for younger children. So the older children obviously have to avoid caffeine, as I mentioned
Yeah, yeah.
before. Avoid teas and coffee, and all these things should be avoided, especially in the evening times. You can have something in the mornings or afternoons, but not in the evening time.
Okay.
Right, so that will definitely disturb the, and having an exercise will definitely tide out the body. Taking a warm shower before going to bed, all these things will help for older children. But hitting the bed as early as possible is very, very, very important. And avoiding the gadgets should be in the hallway, not in the bedroom.
So these all have depends on the parent, right? What the
Obviously,
parent is doing, the kid
you
will do.
you should, I mean, if I'm a doctor, I expect midnight call, so obviously I have to have my cell phone next to me, because anytime I can get paged, right? So but some professions where the emergency can wait till the morning,
Yeah.
there's no emergency there. So yeah, you have to set an example, everybody.
So, doctor, do you think inadequate sleep is affecting the growth of these days kids?
Definitely, there are a lot of kids that have problems with sleep. Um, it's very important for the children to have a deep 8 to 10 hour sleep, where there's two types of sleep, which is NREM sleep and an REM sleep, which is the deep sleep. And
Okay.
then that's when then this sleep, that's when the growth hormone releases, and that's what causes the kids to grow nicely and everything. So kids who have disturbed sleep obviously can be affected. It's very important for them to have a deep sleep, and sleep is such an important part of our life, which can affect the adults as well as children. And it's very, very important, because that's when you calm your body and you rejuvenate the body, and a lot of all these things, especially in children, the growth hormone releases at that time. It's very, very important.
So, other than sleep, any other reasons is also there?
Obviously, so there can be some other medical conditions, like kids who have frequent throat infections, tonsillar hypertrophy. Those kids can have obstructive sleep apnea. So there is something called OAE, obstructive sleep apnea, where they're snoring continuously because of the narrowing of the airway in the nasopharynx as well as the oropharynx in the oral cavity. Because of the hypertrophy of the tonsils as well as adenoids, you can have narrowing of the pathway. That can also cause obstructive sleep apnea, where they are tossing and turning in the bed on a constant basis throughout the night, trying to find the way comfortable position where they can breathe easily. And this obstructive sleep apnea can cause a lot of disturbed sleep. And then because they are not sleeping in the night, all day they're sleeping.
Yeah.
They're napping, and inadequate napping also. So their whole schooling is disturbed. Their reading, their ability to concentrate in the class, all these get affected. So those kids also have so they're losing grades. So these are some conditions where obstructive
They will
sleep
be
apnea,
cranky also,
snoring
right?
is something should be taken very seriously, especially the snoring is loud, and they are pausing in between. Obstructive sleep apnea means in between the during the sleep there are multiple phases where they're stopping breathing, where
Okay.
there is no oxygen to the brain. So you have a continued accumulated anoxic injury to the brain on a constant basis, which is not good for them.
Oh my God.
So that's when they should be referred to an ENT doctor and then seen by a pulmonologist, where they do the sleep studies, which will tell us how much amount of the sleep they are having this obstructive sleep apnea. So this is something which should be recognized as early as possible and get corrected. Most of the time they get their tonsils and adenoids taken out, and then the sleep gets better, their eating gets better, their growth gets better, their grades get better because they're now concentrating very well in the school. So this is something which should not wait longer times.
So many things has to observe by parents, right? At this age.
Things can affect very big time. So taken care, it's like mathematics. Right after the operation, there
result
is
will
a
be there.
phase where they are recovering and everything, but right after that, they're boom, they're like completely different child. They're sleeping well, they're eating well, they're growing well, they're completely, the grades have changed because now they're able to concentrate well in the school.